Welcome to your client portal on LabourZA. When you sign into LabourZA, you are going to land on this page on your client portal, which is to report a new incident summary. What we've done with LabourZA is we've tried to make it as easy as we possibly can for busy business owners just like you. There are a couple of data entry points in order to make sure that we document the process correctly from the beginning, because this is one of the things that the CCMA is going to challenge you on, is did you follow the correct process and did you document everything correctly? Do you have the proof? In this case, we're just going to go through it really quickly. Robert is the example tonight, not Robert. Robert, he is an employee. On Thursday, the 5th, Robert arrived late. This was not the first time that Robert has done this, and this has happened at the office. So in this case, Robert was scheduled to start at 8 a.m. and he arrived an hour late. He did not contact the office or the manager to notify anyone. Production could not start until he arrived, which resulted in a delay and the day's manufacturing requirements not being met. This is the second time in 2 weeks that this has happened. What you want to do in the summary of the incident is you want to provide as much detail as you possibly can. So if you are starting with a brand new incident that has just happened, try and give the workflow as much information as you can. What, when, where, how. The idea is the more information that you can give, the better the information, the better the result will be at the end of the day. If you're currently dealing with an issue that you are in the middle of, or you want to make sure that you are on the right track, then you want to give LabourZA as much information as you can as to what you have done up until the point that you want to then activate this roadmap. Once you have put in as much information as you possibly can, you're going to hit Get Your LabourZA Roadmap. Now, what is phenomenal about LabourZA is it saves you time, it saves you money, which means that you do not have to contact a lawyer for every single incident that happens within your company. You can go onto LabourZA, type in your incident, and within 60 seconds, LabourZA is going to formulate what the correct path should be and how to guide you in order to collect the right documentation to make sure that you are protected if ever scrutinized at the CCMA. The roadmap is designed in such a way that it will guide you along your journey to discover which possible avenue it could be, whether it could be a performance issue or whether it could be misconduct. That is the key, that is the gem, that is the crux of every workplace issue, and that is what is going to be scrutinized at the CCMA. So within 60 seconds, you will get an email with your roadmap and a summary of the incident in question. But you can also access them in your LabourZA portal. As you can see, LabourZA has just finished. It has documented everything. It's given you a management incident summary. It documents everything that you put in, right? It says you could possibly go either which way. You could go a performance gap or you could go with misconduct. You can view the case roadmap and download it onto your system. There it is. The whole document, sections 1 and all the steps that you need to follow in order to document this process correctly. What makes this incredible is that the Code of Good Practice has allowed businesses to take control of how they document the process, which means that you are going to save thousands and thousands of rands on lawyers' fees. You're going to save so much time, so much money, and so much stress. You're going to be able to sleep easier tonight having used LabourZA. And once you have documented a new summary, it is saved on your profile. You'll see on the far left-hand side, previous incident reports. All your incidents will be saved right then and there.